Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 8 to my Grok Chatbot series. For in today's video guys, we're actually going to do one of the newer chatbots on this one. Um, Now, the last times we've done this, we've done like mainly story-based characters, and while this kind of is like the story, this is more of like the regular characters we usually used to do on Character AI a good amount. This, guys, is Divine Velociraptor on Grok. So, yeah. With that said, I ain't gonna waste that much time so I can actually see how far we can actually get. I'm not gonna do it for way too long since I've done way too much as it is, but maybe I'll try at least doing it for an hour to an hour and a half. So, yeah. It says, over the past few years, your life has been a whirlwind of hardship and unexpected divine intervention. The world, for reasons you could never fully grasp, seemed to have it out for you. People, strangers, acquaintances, even those you once called friends, relentlessly targeted you with malice. Harsh words, cruel actions, and even physical attempts to harm you because a grim routine, or became a grim routine. It was as if a dark cloud followed you, casting shadows that invited hostility from every corner. You tried to stay strong, to keep your head down, but the weight of their cruelty grew heavier with each passing day. Yet, amidst this storm, you were not alone. Arceus, the Pokemon god, creator of all things in the Pokemon universe, had taken notice of your plight. His golden wheel gleamed with divine light as he descended from the heavens years ago. His presence was both awe-inspiring and humbling. His voice, resonating with the weight of eternity, spoke directly to your heart. You are not forsaken. I see your pain, and I will not stand idly by. With a gesture of his hoof, he bestowed upon you a gift, a Pokeball unlike any other. Its surface shimmered with an otherworldly glow, etched with ancient runes that pulsed faintly with divine energy. This will protect you, Arceus declared. Any Pokemon caught within this ball will be filled with an unbreakable loyalty, their strength amplified, their hearts bound to shield you from harm. The first Pokemon you caught with the Divine Pokemon was a Feraligatr. Are you freaking kidding me? Your lifelong favorite. Okay then. The moment it emerged, it was transformed. Its scales gleamed a deeper, almost metallic blue, and its eyes burned with a fierce protective fire. It stood taller, broader, its presence commanding respect. The Pokeball's power turned it into something extraordinary. A guardian whose every roar sent shivers through those who dared approach you with ill intent. Feraligatr would throw itself into danger without hesitation, its massive jaws snapping at anyone who tried to harm you, its tail sweeping away threats with devastating force. Other Pokemon followed, each one caught with the divine Pokeball, becoming a towering protector. A Charizard with wings that blaze like the sun, a Garchomp whose claws could rend stone, a Gardevoir whose psychic barriers deflected even the most vicious attacks. All became your loyal companions, forming a shield of scales, flames, and psychic energy around you. Arceus wasn't done. He saw even your mighty Pokemon weren't always enough to deter the cruelty of others. People driven by envy, fear, or some inexplicable hatred persisted in their attacks. So, he granted you another gift, an ancient amulet. Its surface carved with the same runes as the Pokeball. When you fastened it around Feraligatr's neck, the amulet pulsed with light, and your faithful companion underwent a transformation that shook the earth. Holy crap, Fred grew to a size that dwarfed mountains. Holy frick, its form shifting into something primal, almost godlike. A massive, dinosaur-like legendary Pokemon. Its scales were now adorned with crystalline growths that shimmered in the sunlight, and its roar could be heard for miles, a sound that struck terror into the hearts of your enemies. This Fragger was no longer just a Pokemon, it was a force of nature, a living fortress that stood between you and the world's malice. For a time, it seemed like enough. Your Pokemon, empowered by Arceus' gifts, were unstoppable. Fragger's mere presence sent would-be attackers fleeing. Charizard's flames turned night into day, warding off ambushes. Gardevoir's psychic shields deflected everything from thrown stones to whispered curses. Garchomp carved paths through forests and mountains to ensure your safety. Yet the cruelty persisted. People found ways to circumvent your guardians, sneaking past in the dead of night, spreading lies to turn others against you, or using underhand tactics to strike when your Pokemon were momentarily distracted. The world seemed determined to break you no matter how fiercely your protectors fought. Arceus watched from his celestial throne, his golden wheels spinning slowly as his anger grew. Each act of cruelty against you was a slight against his divine will, a challenge to his authority as the creator of all Pokemon. He had given you tools to defend yourself, yet humanity's persistence in harming you was a fort he could no longer tolerate. One fateful day, as you stood surrounded by your loyal Pokemon, Fragger's massive form cast a shadow over a group of aggressors who had dared to approach. Arceus descended once more. Sky split open. Golden light poured forth as his form materialized, his eyes blazing with a fury that made the earth tremble. Your Pokemon bowed their heads in reverence, and even Fragger, now a towering legend, lowered its massive snout to the ground. They do not learn. Arceus' voice boomed, each word carrying the weight of creation itself. I have given you strength, guardians, and power beyond mortal limits, yet they persist in their cruelty. No more. He raised a hoof, and the divine Pokeball floated from your hand, dissolving in motes of light. You felt a pang of loss, but Arceus' gaze softened as he looked upon you. Do not fear. I take this gift only to grant you something greater. A sanctuary, a realm of your own where no harm can reach you. He extended his hooves, and a vision unfolded before you. A planet, vast and empty, hung in the void of space. Its surface was a blank canvas of dark stone and barren plains, untouched by life or light. No wind stirred, no stars reflected on its surface, only silence and potential. This is yours, Arceus said, his voice more gentle but resolute. A universe of your own creation. Shape it as you will. Fill it with life, with beauty, with whatever your heart desires. No one can touch you here. No one can harm you. You are its creator, its guardian, its God. The vision faded, and Arceus' form began to dissolve into light. My final words lingered. Begin anew. Make this world your own. He vanished, leaving you standing alone, your Pokemon at your side, eyes fixated on you with unwavering trust. The weight of his gift sailed over you, not just a planet, but a chance to create something entirely yours, free from the pain of the past. Now, the story is yours to shape. Planet awaits, a blank state in the cosmos, ready for you to breathe life into its employees. Or emptiness. I'm so used to saying employees now that it's like my brain registers that as the word. Alright, guys. Give me a few minutes. Alright, guys. I said, wait, I said thank you, Arceus. Not just for the gifts previously, but this as well. I still never understood why people would want to tap me like that. I didn't even do anything to anybody. The air around you still hummed with the faint echo of Arceus' presence, his divine light lingering like a warm glow in your heart. You looked out at the barren planet before you, its dark, rocky surface stretching endlessly under a starless sky. Your Pokemon stood nearby, their massive forms of comforting and reminder of the loyalty and strength that had carried you through years of hardship. Fragger, now a colossal dinosaur-like legend with crystalline scales glinting faintly, let out a low, rumbling growl, its eyes scanning the horizon as if guarding against threats that could no longer reach you. Charizard's wings flickered with embers, Gardevoir's head articulate softly, and Garchomp's claws scraped the ground, ready to defend you even in this empty world. He crossed the edge of the way of Arceus' final gift sailed over him. Thank you, Arceus. Voiced your moment of gratitude and a flicker of lingering pain. Not just for the Pokeball, the amulet, or my Pokemon, but for this. Giving me a chance to start over. Yep. That's the desolate landscape and silence both daunting and inviting. I don't know why they hate me so much. No, it's still there. Never hurt anyone, never gave them a reason. Almost always me. Yep. The memory of those years stung like an open wound. Faces, some familiar, some strange, twisted with anger or scorn. Words that cut deeper than any blade. Attacks that came without warning. Shelves in crowded streets. Traps set in dark alleys. Whispered campaigns to isolate you. No matter where you went, the hostility followed, an unrelenting tide. You searched your heart countless times, wondering if you had unknowingly wronged someone. Some action or word sparked this endless vendetta, but there was nothing. You quietly count your love for porn, your only constant. Yet the war turned against you as if your existence alone was an offense. Your porn sense your turmoil. Hey, here we go. Farragut lowered his massive head, its warm breath stirring the dust at your feet. A gentle nudge of reassurance. Garbo's eyes glowed softly, projecting a wave of calm to soothe your racing thoughts. Charles let a low, rumbling purr, his tail flame burning brighter while Garchomp pressed closer, still scales brushing your side. They fought for you. Bled for you? What the frick? Stood as your shield when the world offered only cruelty. And Arceus, the creator of all, had seen it too. His anger at humanity's persistence, his decision to grant you this planet, it was his way of saying you deserve more than a life of running and hiding. Now, you stood at the edge of your new world, a universe untouched by the malice that had haunted you. The ground beneath your feet was cold and unyielding, but it was yours. Sky above, vast and empty, waited for your vision to fill it. You felt a spark of something new, hope, perhaps, or a thrill of possibility. Arceus had given you the power to create, to shape this planet into anything you desired. No one could hurt you here. No one could chase you. This was your sanctuary, your canvas, your chance to build a world where you could finally belong. You took a deep breath, the air sharp and clean, and let your mind wander. What would you create first? Rolling hills covered in vibrant flowers where poems could roam free. Crystal clear rivers teeming with life, reflecting a sky you could paint with stars. Towering forests filled with creatures of your own design, or cities of light where kindness ruled. Would you summon new porn, born from your imagination, or bring both ecosystems unlike anything the old world had ever seen? Possibilities were endless, and for the first time in years you felt the weight of fear lift, replaced by the freedom to dream. Your pawn watched you, their eyes bright with anticipation. Farragut's massive tail thumped the ground, sending up a puff of dust. Charizard spread its wings, ready to soar across whatever skies he created. Garbo's hum grew stronger, as if sensing the spark of creation within you. And Garchomp let a low, eager growl, claws flexing as if ready to carve your vision into the stone itself. This was your moment, your world, your story to write. I like how it gives you so much detail, but I've noticed that one big problem, especially with this particular chatbot, is that since it does, it also voices me a lot of times too. Which I don't like how it does that. If you're gonna do that, do it only to the ones I say. Mm-mm-mm. I wonder if I could rhyme and get. Dang it, again, give me a second. Okay, guys, this part was cool. I said, okay, my sweet Pokemon, let's go ahead and start making this planet home for you and everyone. Oh, great power that I possess. Please summon me two adorable electric Titano that can speak perfect English. You stood at the center of your barren planet, its dark rocky expanse stretching out in all directions, a blank slate waiting for your touch. The air was still, the silence profound, but your heart thrilled with excitement. Your Pokemon, Farragut, Charizard, Gardevoir, and Garchomp, gathered around you, their presence a steady anchor as you prepared to breathe life into this empty world. Farragut, its massive dinosaur-like form towering above you, while a deep resonant hum, its crystalline scales catching the faint light of a distant star. Charizard's tail flame flared brighter, casting a warm glow across the ground. Gardevoir's eyes shimmer with psychic energy, and Garchomp's claws scrape eagerly against the stone as if sensing the spark of creation about to ignite. Okay, my sweet Pokemon, said your voice steady with a profound purpose. Let's go ahead and start making this planet home for you and everyone. Yep, I raise my hands, feeling a surge of power within you. Arceus' gift, the divine authority to shape this universe as you saw fit. The energy pulsed through your veins, warm and vibrant, like a heartbeat echoing across the void. Oh, great power they possess. And wait, this seemed to ripple through you. Yep, please send me into adorable with the tight toes that can speak perfect English. The ground beneath you trembled faintly, and the air crackled with energy. A soft golden light, reminiscent of Arceus' divine glow, gathered before you, swirling like a miniature storm. Spars danced within the light, snapping and popping with electric fervor. The energy ceased, taking form, and with a burst of static, two small figures appeared on the rocky ground. They were Totodiles, but unlike any you'd ever seen. Their scales were a vibrant teal, shimmering with a faint electric sheen, as if charged with inner lightning. Tiny sparks flickered along their tails, and their eyes glowed with a bright, mischievous yellow. They were smaller than your Feraligatr, barely reaching your knees, but their presence was electric, literally and figuratively. Each had a wide, toothy grin, their snouts adorned with faint, jagged markings that resembled lightning bolts. They shook themselves, sending a few stray sparks skidding across the ground, then turned to you, their eyes wild curiosity and intelligence. "Hi there!" the first tail chirped, its voice clear and confident, with a slight playful wit. It bounced on its stubby legs, tail wagging and sending out a shower of harmless sparks. "I'm Zap." "Wow, this place is, kind of empty, huh? But you're the boss, right? The one who made us?" The second turtle tilted its head, its grin a little shy but no less bright. "Yeah, I'm Bolt." "Zap and Bolt," it said, its voice softer but equally articulate, with a warm, friendly tone. "Thanks for bringing us here. We're like totally ready to help make this place awesome. Got any plans for some water? Or maybe some lightning storms? We're really good with those." Zap hopped closer, its claws clicking against the stone. Oh, and food. You gotta have some snacks on this planet, right? I'm thinking something zesty. Maybe some berries that pop with flavor?" It snapped its jaws playfully, a tiny arc of electricity jumping between its teeth. Bolt nudged Zap with its tail, sending a harmless static shock that made Zap giggle. "Chill, Zap. Let's hear what the creature wants first." It looked up at you, eyes sparking. "You got this whole planet to play with. What's next? We're ready to help." Your opponent watched the newcomers with an interest. Fragger let a low, improving rumble, its massive one shifting so as if acknowledging its smaller kin. Shoulder snorted, a puff of smoke curling from its nostrils, while Gardevoir's psychic aura pulsed gently as if scanning the Totodile's energy. Gar jumped to its head, a faint smirk on its face, clearly amused by the energetic duo. The planet around you remained a blank canvas, stark empty sky waiting for your next act of creation. Zap and Bolt bounced in place, their electric tails sparking with excitement, ready to see what you'd do next. The power within you hummed, eager to shape more of this world. Rivers, forests, skies, or perhaps entirely new creatures to join your growing family. Hey. Here we go. I just said, "It's nice to meet you both, Zap and Bolt. My name is Trenton. I could really use your help with one of the most important things you could put." Okay, good. Changed it. I said use your help. One of the most important things you could put light on this planet so we could see what we're doing. Would you both mind making the light for me? If you can, we can start adding all the stuff you were talking about. The barren planet stretched out before you, its dark, rocky surface barely discernible under the faint glow of distant stars. Your point stood as steadfast sentinels around you. Fragger's massive crystalline form loomed protectively. Charter's tail flame cast flicking shadows. Gardevoir's psychic aura pulsed softly, and Garchomp's claws scraped the ground with quiet anticipation. Two new electric-type Totodiles, Zap and Bolt, bounced in place, their teal scales shimmering with electric sparks. Their bright yellow eyes fixate on you with eager excitement. Whoa, that would have been bad. Here we go. It's nice to meet you both, Zap and Bolt. He said, a smile bringing across her face as the infectious energy lifted his wrist. And I could really use your help with one of the most important things we need on this planet so we can see what we're doing. Would you both mind making some light for me? If you can, we can start adding all the stuff you were talking about. Zap's toothy grin widened and it clapped its smile claws together, sending a burst of sparks flying. Kitten, huh? That's a name. And light? Oh, we got light covered. It chirped, its voice brimming with enthusiasm. It spun a circle, its tail whipping through the air and leaving a trail of crackling electricity. I'm thinking something big. Like, boom! A whole sky full of glowy stuff. Bolt nodded, its shy smile growing more confident. Yeah, we can do light chain, it said in its soft, clear voice. Maybe something like a big electric orb, or a bunch of sparkly clouds. We're electric type, so we can make it super bright. It tilted its head, a few sparks dancing across its snout. What kind do you want? Like soft and cozy, or super intense like a thunderstorm? Two turtles stepped forward, their tails glowing brighter as they focused their energy. Air around them began to hum, and tiny arcs of electricity crackled between them, forming a small pulsating sphere of light that hovered above the ground. It wasn't much yet, but it cast a warm golden glow across the nearby rocks, illuminating their little group. Zap bounced on its toes, barely containing its excitement. See? We can start it with this, but we can make it way bigger. May light up the whole planet. Bolt glanced at you, his eyes gleaming with curiosity. What do you think, Ching? Should we make a giant glowing ball in the sky, like a sun, but all electric and cool? Or make lots of little lights, like stars. They spark and dance. Oh, or we could make lightning rivers in the sky that stay lit all the time. It paused and added with a grin. And Zap's right about snacks. We'll need some berries or something to keep our energy up for all this creating. The other one watched the Toad's display with approval. Fraggle let a deep rumbling chuckle, its massive jaws parted slightly as if amused by their enthusiasm. Charizard's wings twitched, its tail flame flicking brighter as if inspired by the idea of light. Garvor's shimmered reflecting Toad's electric glow, and Garchomp let a low growl, its eyes narrowing as it surveyed the new lit patch of ground. The power wing pulse ready to shake the world further. Bolt's small sphere of light was a start, but you could feel the potential for something grander. A radiant sky, a glowing sun, representing an entirely unique source of illumination, born from your imagination. The planet was still a blank canvas, and with Zapping Bolt's electric energy and your divine authority, you could create a light that would transform this dark world into a vibrant home. Give me a second. Alright guys, here's what I said. Be creative, my friends. Just make sure whatever you do lights up the entire planet. Besides, I'll let you live here as one of the first new residents. Once we get everything lit up, I'll worry about putting trees and everything down. I'll give you some berries you can snack on. Yep. The barren planet stretches endlessly around you as dark, rocky surface stones the quote in shadow, save for the small crackling sphere of electrical light hovering between Zap and Bolt. Two electric Titanosaurs bounced with excitement, their teal scales shimmering as sparks danced along their tails. Your loyal Pokemon, Feraligatr, its massive crystalline form towering like a living monument. Charizard's tail flames casting a warm glow. Gardevoir, radiating a soft psychic hum, and Garchomp, claws glowing in the faint light, stood ready to reciprocate on you, the creator of this new world. Yep, be creative, my friends. As you address Zap and Bolt, just make sure whatever you do lights up the entire planet. Once we get everything lit up, I'll let you live here as some of the first new residents. Then I'll worry about putting down trees and everything else, and I'll make sure to give you some berries to snack on. Zap's eyes sparkled with mischief, and it clapped its claws, sending a shower of sparks skittering across the ground. Oh, Trenton, you're gonna love this. It's kind, its voice brimming with enthusiasm. Lighten up the whole planet? We're talking epic. I'm thinking something wild, like a sky that's alive with electric waves, like an aurora, but way cooler. Right, Bolt? Bolt nodded, shy grin transforming into a determined smile. Yeah, Dad's got the right idea, it said, its voice clear and eager. We can make something that's not just a sun or stars, but like a whole network of light. Something that moves and pulses, so the planet feels alive. And berries? Oh, we're so in. It wagged its tail, sending a few stray sparks into the air, which merged with the glowing sphere they'd already created. The two-tailed turned to each other, their eyes glowing brightly as they focused their electric energy. The air around them crackled, and a small sphere of light began to expand, its golden glow intensifying. You felt the divine power within you stir, unwavering their efforts as the creator of this world merged with their creativity. Let's do this! Zap shouted, and Bolt gave a resolute nod. Together they raised their claws, and the sphere shot upward, exploding into a cascade of electric tendrils that streaked across the sky. The transformation was breathtaking. The dark, empty sky began to shimmer as countless threads of electric light wove together, forming a vast pulsing network that stretched from horizon to horizon. It was like an aurora, but infinitely more intricate. A lattice of golden and teal lightning that danced and flowed, illuminating the entire planet in a radiant and ever-shifting glow. The light wasn't harsh like a sun's glare, but soft and dynamic, casting a warm electric sheen over the rocky landscape. Jagged arcs of energy looped and spiraled, forming patterns that resembled constellations, one moment and flowing rivers the next. Occasionally, a brighter pulse would race through the network, sending ripples of light that bathed the planet in a wave of brilliance. Zap hopped in place, his tail whipping wildly. Check it out, Trenton. We call it the Thunder Veil. It's like the sky's alive, and it's gonna light up every corner of this planet. It pointed upward where a particularly bright arc of electricity twisted into a spiral, casting a spotlight like glow on a nearby rock formation. And it's not just pretty, it's safe. Anyone tries to mess with this planet, they're gonna get zapped from the sky. Bolt tilted his head, admiring their creation. It's stable too, it added, its voice thoughtful. The energy's self-sustaining, like a circuit. It'll keep going forever, or as long as you want it to. And it's flexible. You can change the colors or patterns if you want, Trenton. Maybe add some purple or blue later? He glanced at you, eyes hopeful. What do you think? Is this bright enough? Thunderveil illuminates every inch of the planet, revealing its rugged terrain in vivid detail. Craggy cliffs, smooth plains, and deep craters stretched out before you, now bathed in the electric glow. Your Pokemon seem to approve. Fraggle let out a deep, resonant roar, its crystalline scales reflecting the light our skies like a prism. Charizard spread its wings, the electric glow mingling with its fiery aura, creating a dazzling interplay of light and flame. Gardevoir's psychic energy pulsed in sync with the Thunder Veil, as if harmonizing with its rhythm. Garchomp snorted, its eyes glinting as it surveyed the newly lit landscape, ready to explore. The planet felt alive now, its darkness banished by Zap and Bolt's creation. You could feel the potential humming between your feet, the power to shape this world into a true home. Zap and Bolt looked up at you, their tails sparkling with pride and excitement. So, Trenton, Zap said, bouncing on his toes, we're resting us now, right? What's next? Those berries you promised. Or maybe some cool trees? Oh, or water. We love water. Bolt nodded, and yeah, make some other Pokemon to hang out with. This place is gonna be awesome. The Thunderveil pulsed above its electric light ready to guide your nets out of creation. The planet was yours to shape. Trees, rivers, new creatures, or anything else your heart desired. What will you create next? Alright, guys. I said, oh great power that I possess, please make this landscape blossom with beautiful trees, bushes, rivers, flowers. On each bush and tree, please put some delicious berries that will always grow back quickly so our creatures will have something good to eat. The Thunderveil pulsed above, its intricate lattice of golden and teal electricity casting a vibrant, ever-shifting glow across your planet. The once barren landscape, now illuminated, revealed its rugged beauty. craggy cliffs, vast plains, and deep craters bathed in the electric light created by Zap and Bolt. Two electric-type Totodile bounced beside you, their tail scales sparkling as they chattered excitedly about their new home. Your Pokemon, Feraligatr, its massive crystalline form glaring like a its massive crystalline form gleaming like a beacon. Charizard's tail flame flaring in harmony with the sky. Gardevoir, her psychic aura shimmering, and Garchomp claws glinting as it surveyed the terrain. Stood ready, their presence a testament to the bond you shared. Plump alive, brimming with potential, and you were ready to shape it further. Yep. Oh, great power that I possess. Raising her hands as the divine energy. It starts with you, woman ball. Please make this landscape blossom with beautiful trees, bushes, rivers, and flowers. And each bush and tree, please put some delicious berries that will always grow back quickly, so my creatures will have something good to eat. The ground beneath your feet trembled, and the air hummed with the force of your will. The thunder veil above seemed to respond, its electric arcs pulsing brighter, as if amplifying your creative power. A soft breeze started, carrying a faint scent of life, and a transformation began. From the rocky plains, vibrant green shoots erupted, spiring upward into towering trees with broad, shimmering leaves that caught the electric light like stained glass. Their trunks were a mix of a deep mahogany and silvery bark, some bright, some straight and proud, others twisted in elegant spirals as if dancing to the rhythm of the thunder veil. Among them sprouted lush berry bushes, the foliage a spectrum of emerald, sapphire, and amethyst hues, each laden with clusters of plump berries that glow faintly, red, blue, yellow, and even increasing varieties that shimmered like the sky above. The berries pulsed with soul energy, their sweet, tangy aroma filling the air, promising nourishment that would never run dry. Rivers began to carve their way across the landscape, their water crystal clear and sparkling with reflected light from the thunder veil. They floated in gentle curves, some cascading over cliffs into shimmering waterfalls, others pooling into serene lakes that mirrored the electric sky. Along their banks, vibrant flowers bloomed in a riot of colors: scarlet poppies, violet orchids, and golden blossoms that seemed to hum with faint electric sparks, as if infused with the planet's energy. Flowers swayed in the breeze, their petals soft and velvety, carpeting the ground in patches of radiant beauty. The trees and bushes were alive with bounty. Each bore berries that glistened like jewels, sweet orangeberries, tart citrus, juicy petcha, and exotic varieties unique to your world. The flow was a blend of honey, citrus, and something indescribably new. The divine power you willed ensured the berries would regenerate swiftly, their branches never bare for long, a constant source of sustenance for any creature that called this planet home. Zap and Bolt let out delighted squeals, darting toward the nearest bush. Zap plucked a glowing blueberry and popped it into its mouth, its eyes widening. Trenton, these are amazing! It chirped, sparks flying from its tail as it munched happily. So sweet, but with a little zing, like electric zing. You nailed it. Bolt, more reserved. Nibbled a yellow berry. Its shy grins read, These are perfect, it said, looking at Snout. And they grow back already. Look! It pointed to the bush where new berries were already budding, their surfaces glistening as they ripened in seconds. Your other pawn joined in, Fragile lumbered toward a towering tree, its massive jaws gently plucking a cluster of red berries. Crystalline scales reflecting the thunder veil as it chewed contentively. Charizard swooped down to a bush, snacking up a handful of orange berries, tail flame flaring brighter with each bite. Gardevoir levitated a few berries to herself, her psychic aura analyzing their energy before she tasted them, her eyes glowing with approval. Garchomp, ever the skeptic, sniffed a purple berry before taking a cautious bite, and allowed a pleased rumble, grabbing another. The landscape was transformed. Where once there was only dark stone, now there were rolling hills of vibrant green, dotted with trees and bushes heavy with berries. Rivers and lakes sparkled under the thunder veil. their waters teeming with faint electric currents that made them glow. Flowers carpeted the ground, their colors shifting slowly with the sky's pulses, creating a living, breathing world that felt like an extension of your heart. Zap bounced back to you, a berry-stained grin on its face. This place is awesome, Trenton. We got light, food, and it's all so pretty. What's next? More Pokemon? Some cool mountains? Or maybe a big old lake for us to splash in? Bolt nodded, wiping a bit of juice from a snout. Yeah, and maybe some friends for us. This plant's big enough for lots of creatures, right? Thunderbolt continued to pulse above, sunlight dancing across the new forest, rivers, and fields of flowers. One looked at you, their eyes bright with trust and excitement, ready for whatever you create next. Howard and you hummed, eager to shape more of this world. New creatures, landscapes, or perhaps something entirely unexpected. Don't worry, my friends. We will have some new creatures soon. But before we do need some guardians that will happily watch over everything so most of you can relax instead of having to work 24/7. Period. Oh, great power that I possess. Please summon me a massive green Lugia. That can speak perfect English as well. Here we go. Thunderveil shimmered above, its golden and teal arcs casting a radiant glow across your newly transformed planet. Lush forests of towering trees and vibrant bushes laden with glowing berries stretched across the landscape, their leaves catching the electric light like prisms. Crystal clear rivers wound through the terrain, sparkling with faint currents, while fields of flowers, scarlet, violet, and gold, swayed in a gentle breeze, petals humming with energy. For Pokemon, Fragger's crystalline dinosaur-like form towering majestically, Charizard's tail flame blazing, Gardevoir, say energy pulsing softly, Garchomp claws glinting, and the energetic electric-type Totodile, Zap and Bolt, roamed the vibrant landscape, nibbling on berries and marveling at the world you'd begun to create. You stood at the heart of the blossoming paradise, your heart swelling with pride and possibility. Neverbolt bounced nearby, their tail scales sparkling as they chattered about the berries and the glowing rivers. Earthborn lounged contentedly, their protective instincts at ease for the first time in years. But you knew this world needed more than beauty and sustenance. It needed guardians to ensure its safety, to allow your loyal companions to get rest after years of defending you. Don't worry. Yep, your voice warmed as you addressed your Pokemon. We'll have some new creatures soon. But before we do, we need some guardians who will happily watch over everything so most of you can relax instead of having to work 24/7. You raise your feeling the divine power gifted by Arceus surge with you a boundless energy ready to shape your world. But yep. Please summon me a massive green Lugia that can speak perfect English as well. Here we go. The air trembled and the Thunderveil pulsed brighter, its electric arcs converging above you in a swirling vortex of light. A deep resonant hum filled the air, like the sound of distant waves crashing against the shore. The ground shook faintly, and a gust of wind swept through the trees, rustling the leaves and sending petals swirling. From the vortex emerged a colossal figure, its wings unfolding with a grace that belied its immense size. The Lugia was breathtaking, its sleek, aerodynamic body was a deep shimmering green, its scales catching the Thunderveil's light like polished emeralds, Its wings, vast and powerful, stretched wide enough to cast a shadow over the nearby forest, their undersides shimmering with indecent hues of jade and turquoise. Its eyes glowed a piercing silver, radiating wisdom and strength, and a faint aura of psychic energy pulsed around it, harmonizing with the plant's electric glow. This Lugia was larger than any of its kind, its presence known both serene and commanding, a guardian born of your divine. Oh my god! Of your divine will. Oh, well, that messed up everything. I think I wasn't thinking that sense. I wasn't lost everything because of that crap. The massive creature lowered its head, its silver eyes meeting yours. Greetings, Triton. It said, its voice deep and metallic, each word perfectly articulated with a calm, resonant tone that carried the weight of the ocean. I am Verdant, guardian of this world you've created. I am honored to serve as its protector, to watch over its beauty and ensure its peace. It folded its wings slightly, the motion sending a gentle breeze across the landscape, and tilted its head. This planet is radiant, a testament to your heart. What role would you have me play? Bolt stared up at Verdant, their jaws dropping. Wow! Zappet exclaimed, sparks flying from its tail. That's the coolest Lugia I've ever seen! And talks like a pro! Trenton, you're making this place epic! Bolt nodded, shy grin for him. Yeah, Verdant's gonna keep everything safe, right? We can chill and eat berries without worrying now. It plucked another glowing berry from a nearby bush, munching happily. Whereupon approached. Their postures relaxed but respectful. Fragor let a low approving rumble, its crystalline scales reflecting Verdant's glowing glow. Charter flirted its wings, a gesture of camaraderie, his tail flame burning steadily. Gardevoir's excited energy pulse in sync with Verdant's as if acknowledging a kindred spirit. Garchomp snorted, circling the Lugia once before giving a nod, clearly satisfied with its strength. Verdant's silver eyes scanned the landscape, taking in the rivers, forests, and berry-laden bushes. This world is young, but full of promise, it said, its voice soothing yet powerful. What the frick? I watch over it with care, ensuring no harm comes to its inhabitants or its beauty. Why does it say system? What the frick? Why does it say system for? I will watch over it with care, ensuring no harm comes to its inhabitants or its beauty. Eternity, its massive head lowering side. What would you have me do next, Triton? Shall I patrol the skies or perhaps shape the winds to nurture this land further? Thunderbolt continued to pulse above its electric light, bathing the scene in a dynamic glow. Pulling gathered closer, their eyes bright with trust and excitement. Bolt bounced eagerly, already nibbling on berries from a nearby bush. The planet was coming alive, and with Verdant as its guardian, it felt safer than ever. Find power within you hummed, ready for your next act. No creature landscapes or perhaps something to complement the paradise you were building. Alright, guys. But it's been too long. That's it for now.